What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are looking at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers schedule and we're going to be predicting it. So before we get started, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out. And let's first get started by looking at the Buccaneers roster before we do anything. Okay, so if we look here, we can see that Baker Mayfield is the expected starter, but we don't really know that yet. And Kyle Trask could be the backup. Maybe Kyle Trask can get a couple of starts. Maybe Baker Mayfield will get injured. You never know. But then on top of that, they have a great wide receiver, Mike Evans, and Shaquille Barrett, a great linebacker. He's a little older, but still a great player. Devin White's a great linebacker as well. And obviously, my man out of Penn State, we've got Chris Godwin. Rashad White is a very young, good player. And just looking through her, Levante David he has about 10 years of experience. He's a veteran, great player. He's a little older, but I don't think he's washed yet. I still think he's got a couple more good years in him. And then a great center, Ryan Jensen, one of the best in the league. But this is just a look over of their roster. Chase Edmonds also our running back. So got quite a few good players. Still, we don't know if it's going to work out very well at quarterback. Maybe they'll have to pick up someone in free agency. Maybe Baker Mayfield will shock the world and be a very, very good player like he was in his early years at the Browns. But that was just a look at their roster. Now let's get to predicting. We have Steelers Buccaneers first game of the preseason on August 11th. So, Bucs, we just took a look at their roster. They've got some solid players, but Steelers, very young team. Good team in my opinion. I think they'll definitely make the playoffs at least. Kenny Pickett's a young quarterback who had a lot of good experience in college playing with some NFL players that are currently in the league, and I think I'll have to give it to the Steelers. I do think it'll be a close game though. Now next up, they take on the Jets. Let's take a look at the Jets roster. Okay, so here we are, and we can look at the Jets. We've got Aaron Rodgers at the helm. Great quarterback, obviously. Everyone knows Aaron Rodgers. Incredible time at a Hall of Fame career at the Packers. But will it carry on over to the Jets? Jets fans sure hope so, but I don't know. They also have Zach Wilson in case things don't go well with Rodgers. Then Allen Lazard at wide receiver. Sauce Gardner, I love Sauce, out of Cincinnati. He is an incredible cornerback. I'm just saying, could be a future defensive player of the year. You never know. And we've also got Garrett Wilson, another young, great wide receiver who had a great rookie year last year. Randall Cobb, a little older, very good veteran wide receiver there. McCole Hardman, who they got this past season, off of the Chiefs. He had some time to play with Patrick Mahomes, one of the greats in the league. So some experience under his belt. Corey Davis, Zach Kuntz. Just a solid roster the whole way around. Is it enough to beat the Buccaneers, though, is the question. And I'm going to say yes. I think it is enough to beat them. It's just they've got some great depth. Young players. It's going to be a great season for the Jets, in my opinion. And next up, they take on the Baltimore Ravens. Let's take a look at their roster. Okay, so on the Ravens here, obviously, you've got the MVP, Lamar Jackson. OBJ, he's still good. I think he's still got a couple more good years ahead of him, but obviously not at the same level of success that he was early on in his career when he was like on top of the world. He made a signature catch that everyone knows. He was an incredible player. Not that good anymore. Been tossed around to a few different teams, but I do still think he is a solid wide receiver. Then Zay Flowers as well, J.K. Dobbins, Tyler Huntley, Patrick Queen, Mark Andrews, one of the best tight ends in the league. Mad respect for him. They also have Nelson Aguilar here, Roquan Smith, Trent Simpson, Justin Tucker, the best kicker in the league. And yeah, Kyle Hamilton also, watch out for him. He's great. They have a great team. Lamar Jackson, obviously the highlight of the team. And I think that was a very difficult preseason, but the Buccaneers will go 0-3 in the preseason as we head into the main stuff now. the Minnesota Vikings. Let's take a look at their roster. I am a huge fan of this Vikings team. Look at this. Kirk Cousins, who is, I think, is a little underrated in my opinion. Some people don't feel that way. Some people think he's actually overrated. I would say he's an underrated QB. Not top in the country or anything, but still a great quarterback in my opinion. And obviously, one of the best wide receivers, Justin Jefferson, great player there. Young Jordan Addison, really like him and how he plays. Jaron Hall, another backup QB who's solid. He can definitely win a game or so if Kirk Cousins is hurt. Danielle Hunter, I really do like how he plays at the linebacker position. Mekhi Blackman, a young cornerback. Harrison Smith, safety. It's nothing special, but they do have Justin Jefferson and Kirk Cousins, Jordan Addison as well. So I'm going to give game 1 to the Vikings. And the Buccaneers are 0-1 now. As we go down, Buccaneers Bears September 17th. Let's look at the Bears roster. So something to note here, they did pick up DJ Moore in the preseason. Not in the preseason, in the off season this season off of the Panthers. A great talent there. So he is going to be incredible for the Bears, I believe. Tremaine Edmonds had some great time at the Bills and the Steelers as well. So definitely watch out for him. Tyler Scott here. Darnell Wright, the rookie, I think he's a rookie. Tackle. They've got a solid team, but I do not believe it will be enough to take down the Buccaneers. Yes, it will not be enough to take down the Buccaneers. Buccaneers are 1-1 now. I'm going to try to go a little faster now because we're already at 7 minutes. We're only 2 games in. Eagles, Buccaneers. I don't need to look at the roster. Eagles are going to win this one. The only thing they lost last year was CJ Gardner-Johnson. That's not enough for them to lose many games. Buccaneers, Saints. I will take a look at their roster. Just skimming over their roster real quick. We see that they have Derek Carr, who they just traded for. Alvin Kamara, who's coming back from his gambling issues, I think. It was a crazy experience there. Michael Thomas, the wide receiver. Jamal Williams, the running back. Taysom Hill, great tight end. They may have to switch to Jameis Winston if Derek Carr is doing rough. Chris Olave. Saints got a good team. I think they'll win. And the Buccaneers will be 1-2 now as they go and take on the Lions. Okay, looking at the Lions roster here. They've got Jared Goff, who's a mid-tier quarterback, but maybe he could do some good things. Jamison Williams, the new talent out of Alabama. Then the double punch of Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery at running back. Jack Campbell, the linebacker. Sam Laporta, tight end. CJ Gardner-Johnson, who I got news today is actually out for the season after, I believe it was a jet ski incident. Yeah, so off the field injury there. I don't know the details or anything. Maybe I'll make a video sometime about it. But then also Amon-Ra St. Brown, their wide receiver. I do like the Lions team, and I do think they will beat the Buccaneers. I keep circling the wrong team. Okay, 1-3 start to the season, Buccaneers. I'm not going to look at all the teams' rosters. That means this video would go on for ages. Falcons, Buccaneers. Let's go. I'm kind of feeling, just off the top of my head, the Falcons because of Kyle Pitts, their tight end, and Cordero Patterson as well. I'll go Falcons. 1-4 start for the Buccaneers. Not a great season so far. And this is going to be another loss. They're 1-5. They can't beat the Bills. No shot. They're one of the best teams in the NFL, the Bills are. And now they go down and we take on the Texans. I will give them this game. I do like the Texans team, but I do think the Buccaneers will win. They're 2-5 now. Take on the Titans. Malik Willis, or will it be the boy Ryan Tannehill? You never know. Could go back and forth. Ryan Tannehill is getting pretty old, and Malik Willis is going to be the future of their team, I believe. But will it even matter if they can just hand the ball off to Derrick Henry every time, and he gets like 30 yards to carry? Derrick Henry will beat the Buccaneers. If it wasn't for him, Buccaneers would win. There you go. And now we move on Buccaneers versus the 49ers. 49ers, people were sleeping on them last year after Brock Purdy had to take over, but Brock Purdy went 6-1 and taking them deep into the playoffs. Then they did eventually lose, but this year I think they can take it all the way with Brock Purdy. 49ers will win. Buccaneers are 2-7 now, not a good start at all. So now they take on the Colts. I do believe they can win this game. That makes them 3-7. And now we go down again. Panthers, Buccaneers. Okay, Buccaneers, Panthers. Panthers did lose DJ Moore. There's some uncertainty at quarterback. I don't know. I'll give it to the Buccaneers here. They're 4-7 now. I do think it is a little too late for the playoffs. Maybe, let's see, 5 games left. I suppose they could go 9-7. That would put them in the playoffs. Actually, that wouldn't make sense because there's 17 games. I might have done something wrong. I'll double check at the end. But 4-7 now. Buccaneers, Falcons again. Do they split the series? I think they do. 5-7 now for the Bucs. They split the series with the Falcons, 1-1. And okay, take on the Packers, who did just lose Aaron Rodgers. Remember? Okay. This is tough. This is very tough. I will still give it to the Packers. I think even without Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers, they're still a great team. I don't know. I don't feel very comfortable with that, but I will do anyways. 5-8 now, and they take on the Jaguars. I'm going to give this one to the Jaguars. I do really like the Jaguars team. They're young. They're fast. They're all from Alabama pretty much. Great team there. Buccaneers, 5-9. And now they take on the Saints again. They're going to go 5-10 on New Year's Eve. And yeah, maybe they finish out the season with a bang. I say they do. Hold on, I'm going to go check the record because that cannot be right. Okay, so after going through, I find out their final record is going to be 5-12, which is obviously not good enough to make the playoffs. Sorry, Buccaneers. Please subscribe to the channel anyways if you're a Buccaneers fan. We'll see. Maybe they can prove me wrong in the regular season. It all starts in 7 weeks. I'm so excited. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.